Sorry. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another John Sinclair TV, back again. The show that keeps you up to date with the latest news and the players being linked to Newcastle United. And tonight I've got the three guys from Ireland, of course, the Irish Mags. Got one from Alan, Sean, and Christian for the first time. Big up to you guys. How are you doing?
Good, good.
All good, all good.
Fantastic.
Thanks for having us, John. I appreciate it.
No problem, Christian. You're welcome anytime as well. And guys, if you liked the video, know exactly what to do. Make sure you hit the like button. Also sub to the channel if you enjoy what you watch. And also super chats are open. And if you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p. And also, if you become a member, then you'll be automatically be entered for a draw from the e-voucher for £50, so you can spend what you want at Newcastle United club shop as well. So let's go through the comments as well. You know about the house rules. I don't need to explain that. You know, no self-promoting, etc. You know, let's promote by me. And there we go. Got one from Eric. Big up to Eric. Szoboslai also close to Liverpool. We're going to speak about it later on. I got an opinion on that as well. And that's the link to become a member. Just click on that. It's just 99p. And hi to Leslie. And yeah, there you go. Thank you, Leslie. Hi to George. George, I'll follow you on Twitter and later on tonight. I'll have seen it. And hi to Jules. And hi to George again. And support the channel. And it's all there for you as well. Thank you very much, Leslie. And just apply for this as well. Got one from Jules, got one Eden to George, and everyone, and thank you very much indeed again, George. Hi to Mr. Little. I hope you agree. If you want to talk about 60s, 70s football, he is your guy. And welcome to Irish guys and everyone in the chat as well. Right, the first one I'll speak about is there's some, I wouldn't say big news, it's happened this morning. I'm going to share the screen that Keith Downing has come out and he's basically saying that the deal is done, but at the minute he has gone out in international duty with the under-21s, and I'm going to bring up the tweet as well. And this is what Keith Downing have to say. He said, Sandro Tonali will travel to Tyneside to wrap up his transfer to Newcastle once Italy under-21 Euros participation is over. The loose ends of Tonali's move from AC Milan has now been tied up in a deal which will cost Newcastle around 55 million quid and not the 69 million being quoted. And he's playing against Norway in the final group game today. And he also added in a tweet, Italian reports that Tonali is set to cost Newcastle 69 mil or wide of the mark. Newcastle feel they have done excellent business to get a 23-year-old international regular at £55 million. Agreement is in place, despite Tonali not having a chance to travel in the UK yet. My point is, and that's that one. Whoops, don't know where you gone. Dave, sorry guys. I'm just gonna get rid of that. Can you hear us, guys? Hello guys,
yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I thought you lost us.
No.
I just went out of the way. But basically, it's right. It's Dan said, "Don't worry, guys. The fans are quite worried when he's going to sign. I wish I hurry up. We as fans got to be really, really, really patient, Alan."
Patience isn't our thing, but what a sign! This is unbelievable. To get this kid in for £55 million is insane. I said last week that Barella was a smoke screen and he'll never get him for 50 million. If I had asked me, we can get Tonali for 55 million, I would have laughed at you. This is unbelievable. He's 23 years old. He was supposed to be the future captain of AC Milan, and we've just nicked him. He's an AC Milan fan. How have we gone and done this? It's just unbelievable. He's going to be unbelievable for us. Can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. Christian, welcome to the show, mate.
Thanks very
For
much.
me, no problem at all. For me, I mean, Tonali, I mean, he is going to come to Newcastle. He's out on national duty at the minute. He will come, have his medical, and then once that's done, he will sign a 6-year contract. And the £55 million, right? It's absolutely great piece of business. It's an absolute steal.
It's a steal. I mean, like, first of all, I'm glad that my FIFA team is coming to life, which is great. I always sign Tonali whenever I get a chance to. But I mean, like, if we look at it from the perspective of if Declan Rice is worth 105 million, maybe 110 million, getting the under-23 Italian captain who played in the Champions League and Rice played in the Conference League, we're getting the captain of under-21 Italy for what, less than half of that. So we have to trust in Dan Ashford and what they're doing. They know what they're doing in terms of business. It's not 55 million pounds up front. It's over the 5 or 6 years. So if people think that it's a huge chunk of the budget, it isn't. It is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong; it's a big investment. But my lord, what a player to get for 55 million pounds! That makes me forget about Maddison very quickly. Very quickly.
Absolutely right, and well said. Got some more comments coming through, and fantastic to see a few more Irish mags on. We have a great team support as group in Ireland, and we are on the rise. Alex, Sean, and Christian are top bloods. You know what it is, mate? Thank you so much indeed for getting the guys on the show tonight. I really appreciate that one. And Manchikushina, big up to you, my guy, and welcome to the show. Even to Newcastle fans, Tonali is a quality signing. Do you know what it is, right? He's not 105 mil, right? But he's better than Declan Rice, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And he's won a title. He's been a champion. Yeah. Exactly. Big up to you. I found you tomorrow, Alan, so our teams, and fantastic to see. I've read that. I think it's a duplicate message there. No problem. And welcome to Irish Toon. Evening to Ian. Ian, hope you're good, mate. And I hope you're smiling as well, mate. Go easy on the lads. Alex is shy. What's his name is writing this? Is it?
Because you called me Alex for the whole show.
I said, I'm sorry.
That's your nickname, Alex. It's stuck. It's stuck really well.
I do apologise. I'm not thinking of names. I mean, if Lottie's in the chat as well, and then she probably say, "Hey, John, what's he like? Sean, welcome to the show, mate, for the first time.
Cheers, thanks for having me on.
No problem. Sandro Tonali, I mean, how pleased are you with the signing?
Yeah, mad, to be honest. I didn't ever think we'd even be like, if you look at our transfers in the last few years, even before the regime, and then 2 years later now we're going for the likes of Tonali. This is unbelievable. But for even 55 million is crazy, because the price tag that was being rumoured around was around 70 million. For even that, I would have said yeah, easily, because he's worth 70 million in my opinion. He's X factor. He's like that next level that I think we need, because especially after getting Champions League football, we certainly need this like next level quality of players, and I think that completes our midfield, to be honest, with Joe Linton to the left of him, and this will give Bruno more license to go forward as well, I think.
Great.
So I know that definitely completes the midfield for sure.
Yeah. Totally agree. If you look at this appearances last season for AC Milan, 32 appearances, 4 goals, 3 assists. He lost his bookings, didn't he? 7 yellow cards as well, 11% of goal participation, and also 84% of the starting 11 as well. He's been a champion. He's been the player of the season as well, I quite believe. And I'll tell you what we bring to the team, it will definitely bring everything. It will bring defensive and attacking as well. His passing's fantastic. His set pieces is amazing, Alan, as well. I watch a lot of this guy, and he's destined for the very, very top of this game.
Absolutely. I can genuinely see him being our linchpin in the midfield. Him and Bruno for the next, hopefully 10 years. Bruno maybe not 10 years, but you could definitely get 8 years out of Tonali being 23. Like, he's a kid. He is going to be a superstar, and we have just going to get better and better, and can't wait to see him in black and white.
Yeah. Tonali is more a complete player than Rice, that's in JB. I'm going to have to agree, because look, I watch this guy. He is amazing, and he's just complete. Declan Rice, yes, he's a good player, but come on, 105 million. How weird, man. And she goes to show English is just English player. No offense, he's just British. That's the reason why.
The English tax is huge.
The
English tax is massive.
That's
Perhaps. And you see why Spurs will not get rid of Harry Kane for 60 million quid, but that's by the by. Let's go to some more comments as well. And Ian, and I got one. George, hi to you, George. You are in the draw as well for a £50 e-voucher for September. And thank you so much for becoming a member. I really appreciate you, George. Thank you very much indeed for that. And Jules, I missed the first show the last one on. Would you mind asking briefly what their Newcastle story is, please? We're going to go around the table on that one. I'll start with you, Sean.
How will I start getting into Newcastle, is it?
Yeah.
How will I start getting into Newcastle? My uncle is a Newcastle supporter, and fears it was kind of himself. And my dad's actually a Liverpool supporter, so thankfully I didn't turn to the dark side. But since there's not even one the Newcastle jersey was pushed right onto me. And it's always been Newcastle for me, no other club. Thankfully now things have turned around. It was tough going for a while for us all, I'd say, but thankfully it's looking up now.
Yeah. And for you, Alan?
Well, would you believe Sean's my godson?
Hey! Yeah.
We're all a big family.
How fortunate.
We are.
I was the same. I was born into a Newcastle jersey. With no choice in it. Don't get me wrong, we had some tough times, but I've absolutely loved every bit of it. I was slagged my entire life, and I am buzzing for the next 30 years when I can give back to the people that were at me. So I can't wait for this, and I've loved every minute of it.
Good man. And Christian?
Yeah, it's a good one, John. I told the lads before when we met up in Dublin, but obviously when I was growing up, I won't say what decade because it'll let know what age I am, but a lot of people supported Man United, Liverpool, and even Everton for some odd reason. But I asked my mum for a United jersey when I was 11, and she went down the shops and got it wrapped. And on my birthday, I opened it up. Maybe I should have been more specific, but I'm glad I wasn't. And it was a Newcastle United jersey in 1993 with the blue star, and I held it up in front of her, and I didn't want to disappoint her, and I just said, "Oh, this is fantastic! Thanks so much. This is great. I love it." Put it on. Went out, started playing football with my friends, and just kind of realized that, hey, wait a minute, Newcastle are pretty good. I think I'll support them, and that's where it went from. Then I just fell in love with them when I went to the matches, like growing up. It's the best team in the world, basically.
Absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for that, guys, and thank you very much for that question, Jules, as well. And that Irish Tunes ask about Sean about Manquillo.
Oh yeah, I was up in Carton House obviously because I'm nautical there, and Carton House is only 10 minutes around the corner, and Newcastle stayed there for 3 years consecutively, thankfully, and I got to meet the entire first team squad, which was a great experience. It was star-shocked. I was absolutely mesmerised. There was only 11 or 12 I think at the time, and it was the summer of 2017. So when we got promoted back into the Premier League, I seen one of Newcastle's backroom staff from around the corner, and he came around with Javi Manquillo, but it hadn't been announced yet, like that he was signed for Newcastle, and I hadn't seen any links about him. I only recognised him because he used to play for Liverpool, because as I mentioned, my dad's a Liverpool supporter, and then so was my brother. So that's how I recognised him. I played for Sunderland, unfortunately, as well. But I seen him come around the corner, and I just recognised him from that. And I asked him for a picture, and for some reason he agreed. I don't know why, considering he wasn't confirmed. But anyway, yeah, he asked for a picture, and I got one, and I put it straight up on Twitter. I said new signing for Newcastle, Javi Manquillo, and it went viral. Unfortunately, only my shoulder was in the viral pic, but I had the real picture, thankfully. So interesting story there. My league signing.
Yeah, brilliant stuff.
So there you go,
guys.
backstory.
Excellent. Thank you very much for telling us all. We go through the comments. We're going to talk about our first target as well. Watched you long enough for it was time to do it correctly. George, welcome to the elite club, my guy. I appreciate that as well. And we got one from Marco. That Sheffield Wednesday third round cup defeat exposed the fact we need more than 3 players. We're going to talk about it as well. FA Cup, and got one from Alan. John, I see we're looking at Theo Hernandez. We're going to hold that thought, Tom Allen. Hold that thought. We're going to talk about him right now. And in Creed, kind of to think we've got Bruno and Tonali for less than 100 mil. That's a flipping fair shout. That is a star comment.
That's unbelievable business for Newcastle, to be honest. There,
100%. Big up to Andrew. Hope you came, mate. So, around a fantastic evening, young'un. And Szoboslai, 60 million at least too expensive. We're going to talk about him as well. And yeah, let's go on transfer market. It's going to be towards Hernandez. I mean, obviously he's being linked to him, excuse me, linked to us as well. It's got a market value of a whopping 60 million quid and plays at AC Milan, 32 appearances this season, 4 goals, 3 assists. And I'll start with you, Alan. He has been linked to us. I mean, this guy will fit in at left back absolutely perfectly if you get him.
There's no team on the planet that he doesn't get into.
Yeah.
No arguments. He is probably the best left back on the planet at the minute. Do I think we'll get him? No. We don't have the budget to go out and spend 60 million on a full back, as much as I'd absolutely love to. I also don't know whether he'd jump on this kind of train yet. I think if he's going to move, his next move will be a bit bigger, if you know what I mean. So, as much as I would love him, can't really see it happening.
Yeah.
I mean, money talks, the player walks. Christian, what about Theo Hernandez? I'm going to tell you what, though, if you can bully Tonali out of Milan, we could do exactly the same with Theo Hernandez. But in my opinion, I'll tell you mine in a bit. Christian, take it away, mate.
I honestly think, I mean, it's quite literally amazing that we've got Tonali out of AC Milan, but also to pull Theo Hernandez also in the same window out of the one team. I think it would be like a riot in the San Siro. I mean, in all fairness, I'd love to have him, but like Alan was saying, it's an incredibly expensive signing for fullback. I could see it. The only way I could see it, John, honestly, is right at the end of the window, because I know what he does fit every perimeter of what we're looking for in terms of a fullback, but he would be within the top 3 of world signings for a left back and an attacking left back. I was disappointed we missed out on Guerrero, who went to Bayern Munich for free.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably arranged 6 months ago, but I really hope that maybe we could go in for him, because it just would have been wages. But Theo Hernandez, sadly, maybe next summer, when we get to the semi-final of the Champions League and come second or first in the Premier League, then maybe let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Fair comment. And Sean, Theo Hernandez, I mean, what your take on him, and is it a possibility you can get this guy 60 million quid as his market value?
Yeah, and like the lad said, like he's world class. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I mean, we've all seen his abilities for AC Milan, and even for France as well. He's been absolutely superb. 60 million though, I think, is a lot if considering the fact that we need multiple signings. Because if we're looking at Tonali for 55 million and Theo Hernandez for 60 million, which is obviously more than 100, how much are we left then for possible backups, I suppose? So that aspect has to be brought into it. Although this summer, I think it is crucial that we sign a left back. For me, that's, in my opinion, that's our most crucial position that we need to strengthen. As good as Dan Burn has been, don't get me wrong, Dan Burn's been fantastic. But I think in terms of for getting better quality and especially more attacking options down that left flank, I think a left back is needed. But as the lads were saying, I think Theo Hernandez is probably one step too far, unfortunately. Not to be too negative, but the fact we're even linked with him now is ridiculous. I mean, the fella's absolutely amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to have to kind of agree, guys. I mean, I'd love to get to Theo Hernandez through as well. And we can afford him. That's no problems at all. But at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think Milan will sell him to us, in my opinion, because the way we bullied Tonali out of the San Siro, they'll be thinking, you know what? They'd rather sell him to Atletico Madrid rather than to sell Hernandez to us. But at the same time, I think this guy's brilliant. And that'd be a dream to get him a left back. And I'll tell you what, that could be a title-winning defence there with Botman, Shaw, and Trippier as well. But for me, guys, you're going to say no, yeah? It's going to be a no-no.
Yeah. No, yeah.
On the base.
No,
great player.
No.
Sadly, no.
Fair enough.
Just step too far, I think.
Yeah.
Fair dues. And we should buy for the AC Milan team great players. Well, they finished first title last season and 4th this season. And big up to Beat. Hi to you, mate. I hope you're okay. Welcome to the show, mate. And Alan, I hope you don't get in for my sake, but you're fit anyway. That is Italy Jet, and you'll rather be called by that as well. Don't forget to click the thumbs up, share to the socials. Thank you, Jules. And big up to Gary B. I hope you're okay. When you're talking about a left back in a Newcastle team, they need to be far more defensively sound than what Hernandez has allowed Trippier keep progressing the ball as he has done so well. For me, I love Theo Hernandez. He goes forward, but he can defend as well.
Yeah.
And the thing is, though, Christian, right? I mean, look, at the end of the day, he is going to be a super buy. But I think this season, it'll probably be a no-no. But the following season, if you get in the Champions League again, who knows?
I mean, the weird thing is, John, you know, and what happened to Matt Target? Like, what happened to him? Like, we did sign him. I know Dan Burn has kept him out of the team, but I mean, he's good. I mean, he's a good attacking fullback. He's solid defensively. He seems to fit in well with the squad. Like, why are we even looking at the left-hand side? Like, we have Matt Target. I mean, I know that might seem a bit controversial, but we're not going to sign, you know, Tonali's every day. And I was just thinking, what happened to Matt Target? What's wrong with him?
He's been injured, and he had a long-term injury, and he just hasn't been that same player, in my opinion. But I mean, for me, I said the other day, I think he needs to be moved on. But when I look back on it, I think he needed as a squad player. But Dan Burn's playing fantastic at left back. Thank God he's playing well at left back. I'm a big Dan Burn fan, and I like him for what he does.
Yeah, he's super.
But I love to see a left back and actually play left back. Kieran Trippier will be linked to him as well, Sean, and that's gone all quiet. But him and Celtic want to take him back. Maybe he's on loan. But at the end of the day, right, if we are going to get Kieran Trippier, that could be a last-minute thing for me.
Tierney, you mean?
Tierney, do you mean Kieran Tierney? Sorry.
Kieran Tierney, yeah, plays at Arsenal.
Sorry, yeah, no, you were saying Kieran Trippier. I was going to. I was a bit confused.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, Tierney was superb. I mean, he made his trade at Celtic, obviously. And then he went over to Arsenal, and then I think he struggled massively with injuries. I think at one point he was near retirement. I think he was so bad. He was out for a good 2 years, I believe, for a year and a half. But no, he's a superb attacking left back, definitely going forward. Defensively, I'm not too sure about his abilities, to be honest, going back, but I know going forward, he's absolutely superb. Yeah. And I don't think he'd be too expensive. I think in the region, about 20 to 25 million, I think he'd be a very good signing. And he'd be about the level that we're looking for. I think he'd be excellent, yeah. It's going to be quiet at the moment, though, unfortunately. I haven't heard much things recently in the last 2 weeks, maybe. But yeah, no, he would be good for us, definitely.
Fair enough. So if we get him, that'd be brilliant. I think Eddie wants Burn as centre-back cover and a replacement left-back. That is the thing. We definitely need a left-back 100% there, JB, 100%. And Target's season has been ruined by an injury, but I don't know what he's showing in training unless he gets that in full fitness by the time new season as well. KT, if you can keep him fit, he's the mould of fullback that will suit the system. Can't have both fullbacks more than forward, and Hernandez flows exposed consistently in the French team. And that's from Gary. Thank you for that, Gary. The next topic we're going to talk about, I think Adam brought it up as Dominic Szoboslai from Leipzig. No secret, we've been after him for about a month, 6 weeks now, and he's got a market value of a release clause of around 60 million quid. That release clause is still in place until the end of the month, I believe. Then after that, they can negotiate the fee as well. Now, the thing is, right, I'll start with you, Alan, right? He's also being watched by Liverpool as well, but let me stress this out, yeah? They are weighing it up. They're not offering any money. They're just weighing things up at this moment in time. So it's not forgotten yet. So Szoboslai, he'd be a fantastic buy.
I would, if I could get anyone this summer, Szoboslai would be my number one. He is going to be great. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to leave Leipzig at all now, because Guardiola is off to Man City for 100 million. They don't need to sell if they were to get 100 million for Guardiola, and if we have to pay the release clause, if you pay a release clause, you have to pay the 70 million up front. We can't do that. We cannot hand over 70 million in one whack. We have to give it 10 million a year for 7 years, or whatever way we want to do it. We have to do it in stages. That's why I don't think he's going to leave at all, because I think Leipzig hold all the cards, especially with Guardiola off the City. So, again, I absolutely love him at Newcastle. I really can't see this one happening either.
Yeah, fair enough. Alan Freeman, thank you so much for coming. Remember, and Joe, really appreciate that 99p. And also, you are in the draw as well to win the e-voucher as well from September close to the first Champions League game. Thank you so much indeed as well, and also to George as well. And everyone's chatting. So our target is good. We just need cover as we are going to play a lot of games. Alan, you're absolutely correct. And he has hinted he wants Liverpool. That is the thing. Well, we need to get on it very, very quickly, Christian, because if Liverpool's after him. Now, the thing is, right, I can understand why Liverpool want him as well. But the thing is, if he chooses Liverpool, he's got no Champions League football over us, that we've got Champions League. I can understand why they want to go to Liverpool, because Liverpool still got a big pool, yeah? Because last season for them was a blip. They missed out on Champions League. Jurgen Klopp's also improved the midfield, and they will come back strongly.
Yeah, I mean, just because Liverpool didn't get into the Champions League doesn't mean they're not Liverpool. I mean, you know, historically, for any player, you know, that's a massive pull. But so are we. But again, I will reiterate what Alan was saying, and it was something that I was going to say. We don't have £61 million to pay up front before the 1st of July. People might think we do, and let's do it. Let's just blow it. But, you know, let's get him in. We're going to miss out on Maddison because he's going to Spurs, because he has no ambition. But, you know, I'd love to have him, but we would only get him if there was a structure in place where we could pay it over a set period of time. Unless the chairman wants to come in and go like he did with Isaac, just go and pay it. We'll sort it out in the future. Whatever, just go and pay the 61 million. I'd love to see that happen. But you know, I know how Newcastle fans feel. Look, we're going to lose out in Madison. It doesn't matter. We're going to get Szoboslai. But at the same time, let's be realistic here. And it's the same with what we were saying about Hernandez. Look, we probably have about 175 million to spend, maybe 200 million if you push it. And we've already spent 55 of it, which leaves 145. Are we really going to spend 61 million in one go on a player, even though how great he is, how brilliant he is? I just can't see it. I really can't. I'd love to have him, but I can't see it.
No, fair enough. I think I can see where you're coming from. I really thought I already subscribed. I think it's because of my iPad. My name is different. Alan, you have subscribed, my guy. Thank you very much for subscribing, and remember as well, it's due to play under Jurgen Klopp. How many players says that these days they're due to play for this particular manager and it hasn't come up? If you pay 60 mil up front for FFP purposes, it still spreads over up to 5 years. And Leslie said that the draw for the 5th time foul will be made at 7 p.m. prior to the first game of the Champions League campaign, either 19th or 20th September. Thank you again, Leslie. Thanks, Lee. And I'm with you 100%. Alan on Szoboslai as well. And Sean, Dominique.
Yeah, I mean, he's superb. I've watched him a few times this season, the Bundesliga, because I heard you're interested in him around January time, so I decided to take a few looks. Yeah, no, he's excellent. But like the lads were saying, like, have we really got 60 million or 70 million to be blown in one window, or like specifically him? Because then obviously that'll dent the transfer budget massively again. So I think that's something that's really crucial to where we go from now. Obviously, missing out on Maddison was disappointing. Like, there's no denying that, I guess. But yeah, not like. But even the thing that worries me is release clause is 70 million, but then once it goes past into the 1st of July, they'll probably look for more. I'd be surprised if we could negotiate with them and they sell for 70 million. They probably look for 80, 90, even 100 possibly, maybe. So yeah, no, I think maybe next year if the budget was to increase, or if different situation possibly opened up. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I think that's one step too far again, similar to the Hernandez deal.
Yeah. My opinion, I honestly think we're going to get this guy. I've got a really feeling we're going to get this guy because, look, at the end of the day, right, I think nobody knows what's been said in the newspaper, etc. Nobody knows yet. There's different stories all the time. And if we can get this guy, then I think that'll be our business done. Do you know what I mean? But Leipzig will probably give that little, like a negotiation room a bit, and I think we'll come to an agreement as well. So don't quote us on that. That's just my opinion. Let's not forget we have outgoings which will help out the balance and finance. That's from Jules. Thank you, Jules. Excuse me. Initial buy for 80 mil, then loan them to Newcastle. That's Mark. Well, that'd be nice. If I win the draw, I like it to go on the food bank if possible. George, it's an e-voucher, and I think that'll be arranged as well. I'm trying a different way of doing it, my guy. But if I win it, I'll let you know and we discuss it, mate. And that's a good call. That's a good call. And also swing home. Thank you, Les. and love the setup. That's been, yeah, thank you very much indeed. We've got a good team tonight, absolutely fantastic. 41 people watching the show live. Thank you very much indeed. Make sure you smash the likes as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you enjoy like a watch. And super chats are open as well. Just click on what channel it's worth. And you'd like to become a member, it's just 99p, and that's all you need to do. So let's go on the table. Alan, Szoboslai, yes or no?
Will we get him? No. Would I take him?
No.
Yes.
Christian?
Yeah, I was going to say yes earlier, but now the more we're talking about it, honestly, I can't see it. But my heart says yes, but my head says no.
Fair enough. And Sean?
Yeah, obviously we'd love him. Like he'd be a superb addition to our attack. Obviously getting 10 goals, 13 assists last season is like phenomenal numbers for someone so young, just 22. But yeah, no, unfortunately, was that too far again.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to say yes on the borderline. I think we negotiate, and I think we need this player. It could be on Madison. And talking of Madison, he has signed Spurs, by the way. And I'm going to say something about it as well. People are saying on social media, guys, and it's saying that, oh, we wasn't really after him. We wasn't really after him. Yeah, we was after him. We put in 2 official bids in last season, right? And that got knocked back because they didn't want to sell him to rather than a relegation. Yeah, we definitely linked to him. And that's all, and that's my opinion. So we definitely linked to James Madison. But I heard rumours as well that Luke Edwards said that playing him with ASM might not work at all.
I mean, John, and for the audience and for everybody, let's be clear. James Madison is a 2022 signing. We didn't put in a bid for him this year. We never went for him. We never were going to go for him. We talked probably to Leicester for maybe a couple of weeks ago. They said what they wanted. Dan Ashworth and the gang went, good luck, and headed on. And we went to Tonali. And then and essentially, if we're going to play 4-3-3, where in God's name is Madison going to play? On the right, in the middle? Like, we're not going to play 4-2-3-1. Not very often, maybe in the FA Cup against somebody. But Madison is old news. He's old news. He's last year's news. We're going this way. We're going forward. We're going to sign better than Madison. No, that's the way I see it. And then Spurs can have him. If they're a second-rate kind of team, so they can have him.
£175,000 a week you'll be getting apparently, and we're not going to pay that. We're not going to pay that. That's ridiculous. Crazy. Absolutely ridiculous.
Mental.
What would you have to give Bruno if you're giving Madison 135k a week?
Exactly. It makes no sense, doesn't it, guys? It doesn't make sense at all. To be fair, we need to start shifting players out. We feel our surplus. Yeah, we're going to have to. We're going to have to as well pretty soon. And I was just doing a great job. Thank you very much indeed for your compliments. He's running you up again, isn't he? Yes. From Alan and Christian, listen to your heart. And good Irish Mag. Speak up to Kieran. Hi to Kieran. Hope you're fantastic. Right, so let's move on to probably realistic. If we're going to get a centre back, it's going to be realistic. Joachim Anderson for Crystal Palace. Start with you, Alan. I did a clip of him I think it's last week, and I say he's got market value around 30 million quid. This guy plays exactly the way he does for Fabian Schär. Has good passing ability, good on the ball, reads the game like a book. I'll follow this guy with Sampdoria. Brilliant job, I think. What do you think of this guy? I tell you what, I'll take him as a backup.
Absolutely. I don't think he'll be taking him as a backup. I think he'll be taking him to fight Schär for his place. You're not going to go out and splash 35 million pounds on a centre half. He's not going to get a game for you. That's just a waste of money. You could just keep Lascelles sitting on the bench if you really wanted to do that. I think if we're going for him, I think he's going to be pushing Schär the whole way. I do think it's a little bit expensive for him, but he's young. And he's very, very good in the ball. I just remember that Liverpool game where he wound Nunez up and got him sent off, and I just think he is as cool as it comes, and I just think he's a very, very good defender.
He's very cool, isn't he? He's absolutely cool. I love those touches. I like the way he's a big guy as well, well built. And I tell you what, sort of thing, great tackle. Every time I watch this guy, I've been very impressed with him at all at Crystal Palace. He is brilliant. Christian, Joachim Anderson, Danish international. I think this guy would fit in at Newcastle United. I mean, what you see of him, it says exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, he's agile. He's a good tackler. He's clever. He's a brick. You know, he's a real brick. You just slot him right in beside Botman. There'll be no getting past him. I'm all right with 30 million. I'm all right with 25, 30 million pounds. He's young. He's got Premier League experience. He's got a cool head. And like what I saw of him last year, fantastic, like really fantastic. He's a clever defender. He knows how to win fouls at the back. He knows how to run strikers left and right and away from the goal. And, he didn't get booked too many times. But he's got a cool temperament. No, that would be a steal. I mean, more so than Szoboslai or anybody else. Get this guy, get him in, get a right centre back in. It's very important we have cover for Shar. Absolutely.
100%, 100%. Bit of breaking news, by the way, that Matt Bonswell has gone out on loan at Newport County for the season. So he needs some games. He's a left back. I like him, and I think he'll get better in future years. But at the minute in time, he needs to go out and get some game time as well, which is standing in League 2. Sean, Joachim Anderson, Crystal Palace defender, 30 million at market value, and I think this guy would be perfect for Newcastle United. What's your take?
Yeah, no, I think he would. I think he's a carbon copy of Shar, really, because big emphasis obviously on his ability on the ball. He's brought in obviously because Vieira's like that kind of possession game, and we've seen it time and time again. His abilities, his calmness, his dribbling. Yeah, he's superb. The one thing I will say is though, I don't think he'd come in. I don't think he'd be starting much games. I think he's more of a rotational kind of option, and he's more of a longer term replacement for Shar. Obviously because how similar he is to Shar, but I think Shar has another 1 or 2 years left in him, and I think Shar at the moment is just maybe a tiny bit better than him. So I think he'd be more of a rotational kind of player rather than trying hard for his first place personally. But, he is his quality for 30 million as well, which is not too bad considering the price of the market these days. But he is. I take him for 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, what I like about Joachim Anderson, I mean, he's so cool on the ball. He knows what he's doing. His passing ability is excellent, and if you find a pass, then he doesn't panic. You just mentioned there, Alan as well. He doesn't panic, right? The way he made a fool out of Darwin Núñez as well. He's the coolest guy on the pitch. I'm going to say yes on that one because at the end of the day, I mean, he's international as well, and he just brings a different dimension to the game. He's different and says second success on the tin. So for me, I'm going to say yes. What about you, Alan?
Oh yes, I take him 100%.
Christian?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And Sean?
Yeah, absolutely. 30 million is a small amount for a player. His ability, 100%. Yeah, take him.
Absolutely. That's the market value, by the way. Could be 35. Seeing how lazy Madison was, we dodged a bullet, in my opinion. And I think Christian would be happy with that as well. Never rated Madison. Too lightweight for me. As you agreed with Alan, we're in the same boat. And got one here from Gary B as well. Anderson will be a fantastic addition. His long diagonal passes will be dangerous against teams trying to deploy a low block next season. And I don't know if Roy Hodgson will let him go, by the way, but we'll just see. Not as good looking as Fabian. Leslie, man. She loves Fabian Schär.
Who is as good looking as Fabian Schär in offense?
Fabi Schär, man. Got one here for Harry Kane, outpaced Schär, and that's all inside. Age is catching up. Well, Fabian Schär's 31. I still think he could do it this year. I really do. I mean, one this year, I think he's going to sign a new deal, by the way, as well. Been watching the issue on the 21, and Rifag and Nonto has looked good. I know you're a big fan. I know you're a big fan of him, guys. I mean, he'd be another one on the short list, I guess. I mean, I know Alison Max ain't going anywhere. I guarantee you that. But Gnonto looks a good player, though, Alan.
That Gazzetta del Sport says that he's available for 15 million because Leeds got relegated. If that is true, I'll fly over to Leeds and I'll give him a lift up the road. 15 million for him. He's playing for the senior team now already.
And he's friends with Tonali. Like, they're actually close friends from playing in the youth setup. So, deal.
Look at tapping up shop.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. The thing is though as well, I just think he's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Gnonto. Every time I watch this guy, he's so direct, he's skillful, and if he's available, like you said, guys, I think he should get him straight away. Considering the competitions we are in, we will need that rotation. So yes, for me, that's enraging. You're talking about Joachim Anderson as well. Arda Güler, I mean, he's been linked to a lot of clubs by us with Arsenal.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
That wants £20 million of the signing on bonus for the family, not including the transfer. So the 20 million has to go direct to the dad. That's why no club has gone in for him yet.
Real Madrid turned it down. I think they kind of rubbished it. They were like, no, we're not doing that. So if Real Madrid aren't doing it, we're not doing it.
No, definitely not. And if that's this attitude, then I'm sorry, Fella Battery. We're not going to have that Newcastle United. I'm sorry. But the thing is, at the end of the day, right? I mean, all these clubs, especially in the Premier League, thinking, he got the money all the time, yeah? And they're trying to fleece us in every single penny. So just look at that one as well. Sean, you can shot. Madison forgot how to sweat after the World Cup. He didn't have that. He didn't really fight. But then again, he scored 10 goals in 30, 10 and 30, and 9 assists as well, which is really good in a poor Leicester side. And did my name get a mention there, John? Gary D. Of course, in Gary D. And I don't get why people are saying Szoboslai is too expensive. If we want to win titles and trophies, we have to pay the money for these top players, Sean.
Well, my fear would be, if we go out and spend the money on him, are we potentially knocking back signings in other places? Like you're looking at, like, we do realistically need 3 or 4 players. It's not like Tonali and then get Szoboslai and then job done. I think that'd be quite rash, to be honest. And I don't think Dan Ashworth is rash, to be honest. I think he's a very intelligent person. Obviously, by example, his work at Brighton and both at England as well. Yeah, I just think 70 million for release clause. Maybe if we do, as the lad said, if we wait, maybe. But I'm just afraid if we wait till past his release clause, it'll cost even more than 70 million. And it's just, yeah, we need an overall more depth as well. So yeah, that'd be my opinion. That'd be my take.
Yeah. And the thing is, well, right, he's got that ceiling as well, Christian. He's got that ceiling as well. He's a young player, and he's just going to get better and better and better. I mean, people say, oh, he has done in the Premier League. It's difficult to fish. We get that, yeah? But if you can do it in the Bundesliga, you can do it in the Premier League. It's a strong league.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're talking about Szoboslai, yeah? I mean, this guy's only 23. He's the captain of his country. He's a good character, supposedly, and he's a strong personality. I think he'd fit in really well with the squad. I mean, you're really tickling me here. I mean, honest to God, if I had 20 million quid on me, I would loan it to Newcastle United just to put in the extra pot and get him tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But again, look, the way I see it, and I think a lot of Newcastle fans have seen it, I've got an awful suspicion that a lot of the players that are being mentioned in the media are not the players we're going to sign at all. There's a player called Moussa Diaby, which I think we're going to be very surprised by in the next 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. And it's nothing to do with Ansa Maximan. It's got nothing to do with anything. They have it. They have a plan. They have their players. Tonali was top, and that never came out to anybody. That was a total surprise. And Diaby is next. Not Szoboslai, not this, not that. Diaby is next. He's the next signing, in my opinion.
You think Diaby's going to be the next Newcastle signing then?
Yeah. 100%, yeah. Oh, well, 85%.
Well, you heard the first, guys, to the chat. Moussa Diaby is going to be our next Newcastle signing, according to Christian. Breaking news, by the way. And let's go on to Kate. Hi, Kate, to you and Jonathan. Who are you, okay? They love to have fun as well, especially the away fans as well. What's up with Szoboslai? Well, he's got until the end of the month to get rid of the release clause, and then after that, they could go what Leipzig thinks he's worth. So, I mean, nothing's been done yet, but Liverpool are weighing up the option to try and buy this guy. They haven't put an official bid in yet, but they're weighing things up as well. So we're not out of it yet. Are we still going for him? We're in the short list as well, Victor. And I hope you're okay, by the way, mate, as well. And better to have 2 excellent players in than 5-6 middle of the road, which might not progress. And like I say, Saka Alessi's come from as well. Fair play, rules apply to signing fees and wages. And Marco. Hi to Alan John. When are you having the best Newcastle team for the 70s and 80s? Do you know what? We're all going to do that soon, Alan. Trust us, we're going to do that very, very soon. Don't worry about that, my guy. It's going to happen. And I've got to sit down, figure myself, and away we go. And hey to Colin, I hope you're good. I hope we do get Szoboslai as well. And we're not out running yet. I agree you have to spend the money, but you only have so much every year. That's your JB. And Time and Tide, hi to you. I hope you're having a good day. If we had big signings to take the eyes off what we did last season, we would everything just a 40. Yeah, understand your point there as well. I can see, and you're absolutely true. And to the Irish lads, I'll start with you, Alan. How many signings do you think we need?
We need a centre back, we need a left back, probably need another midfielder, and we need an attacker that can go in and roam across that front three. And if we can sneak a young keeper in as well, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And Sean.
Yeah, no, we need to up this season. I think that really showed last season, particularly in midfield. Because as soon as Shelby left even in January, I think like it looked like we were in trouble because we only had obviously the four midfielders. Like if one or two got injured, like we were snookered altogether. And yeah, our squad depth is massive. I think we'd be looking at a minimum of 4 or 5 at least. I think that's why I'm so concerned about the whole money issue, because 5-6 in today's window, that could cost you anywhere between 150 200 million, which is huge amount of money, obviously.
Yeah, and Christian.
Right centre back, left back, another person in midfield, an attacking winger, probably on the right side, to cover Almiron or better than Almiron, and then a young striker, or maybe somebody we can get on a free maybe, and then so like 5 players, 6 players, and then maybe an extra one if we put Maxi out the door for 35 million to AC Milan.
Would you sell ASM though, Christian? Would you sell him?
If Theo Hernandez was part of the deal, then I would, So we send ASM and pay them 35 million and they give us Theo Hernandez. Yeah, I would, 100%. Only that. Fair
dues. And let's go on to have I asked you as well? Did I ask you as well? I did, didn't I? He told us you did quite a few. Rumours are Napoli are looking to offload Jose Lozano. I think he's a good player. 15.25 million due to wages, which is honestly, if you are looking to add to the wings. I've seen a story from Sport Witness today, right? Who is linked with Giovanni Di Lorenzo, right? Napoli captain, by the way, right? That ain't going to happen anytime soon. Napoli will not let him go. He's on a long deal. He's a Napoli captain. He's happy. Who writes this crap? I'm going to find out who writes it later on and just get him sacked. Get the guy sacked. Not even worth his time to him, by the way. And seriously, Saudi team owned by PIF buy these top players and loan them to Newcastle. That's what will happen. I can't see it at all. No. Can you see that happening?
That is never going to happen. Because if we do, every FIFA will come down on us, UEFA will come down on us. It happens already. City signed Lampard on loan from New York, New York, Angels, whatever they basically own them. It's happened before, but if we do it, we'll be thrown out of football. We'll be playing League 2 football next year if we do that.
Yeah. They will come down really, really hard. I'm telling you. I'll tell you that for nothing. I'm telling you. Otherwise, we could be in big trouble if that happens. And if you don't get Szoboslai, we should definitely get the Abbey, no messing us and Colin. And also, I'm about to spend 200 million in space in a week. Havertz, Rice, and Timber. We have to wait for one deal to get over the line before we go on to the next target. And by the way, Havertz has officially signed for Arsenal on a long-term contract. And Arsenal fans are split as well. And do you think Lewis Miley could be a possible addition to Howell's midfield plans? I'm going to ask the table. I'll start with you, Alan.
I want him to, but not next year. I want him to go on loan next year because I think Anderson's going to have a bigger year next year. Can't have 2 people sitting in doing the exact same thing. So I think Miley needs a loan next year. Or we're also in that Youth Champions League, and our youth team is muck. Like we finished 9th in Division 2 last year. We can't go into the Youth Champions League with the same squad. So we need a bit of depth there as well. So I can't see Miley being part of the plans next year. I can see him going out on either loan or staying for that Youth Champions League.
Absolutely. I'm going to have to kind of agree there. And what about you, Christian Miley?
I think I kind of agree with Alan. I don't like to disagree with you, Alan, but I genuinely think that he'll stay in the first team squad. I think Howe likes him. I think that he's had good reports from the youth setup. That's why he was brought up and given his chance. He probably would do it alone, but I really do think he's going to keep him in the first team squad and train with the guys and play him in the FA Cup, play him in the League Cup, and get him some experience. That's really part of the certain elements of the project, is to have homegrown players, not like Gascoigne going to Spurs or whatever. Have homegrown players, keep them at Newcastle forever, and turn them into like our Frank Lampard or something like that. So I think he's going to stay with us, and I don't think he'll go out on loan. I think he'll stay with us, and we'll start to see him trip in next year, and then he'll start to become a first teamer, maybe next or 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line.
Sure. And Sean?
Yeah, no, I think I'll go along with the lads. I think it's too soon for him, really. I'm getting a bit reminiscent of Sean and Matty Longstaff, because I believe he has a brother as well that's at the club. I'm 99% sure he has. And no, it's very similar to that kind of situation. But yeah, no, I think it's too early for him. Yeah, I do think. Because we only got to see a glimpse of him really against Chelsea. So I think it's a bit too early for him yet. But he does. From what I'm hearing from the club, he looks solid enough. So hopefully he's one for the future.
Yeah. But I think Manny needs to stay and learn from better players around us as well. I like him. I really do like him. But I'm not gonna hype him up after one game. I'm not gonna hype him up. Yeah, I'll do the league. Don't hype him up.
He hit the crossbar. You know what I mean? It's
exactly, man. Big up to Alan again. When does pre-season start? Getting worried. Not many signings. The window doesn't open until the 1st of July, when Tonali's going to come through the door as well. But there's still time. But I'd rather get the players in before new season. But I realise that's not going to work. But I think it starts. Gid said, is it this weekend or next weekend? Gid said
next weekend, yeah. So Tonali's debut could be at the International Stadium in Gateshead, which is wonderful to think of. Wonderful.
Absolutely. I think Leslie's got the answer to that one. Back at trend July the 7th. That's when you're going to be. And players learn more, be around better players. That's why Foden never went out on loan.
Mm-hmm.
That's a flipping good point there, Paul.
Man City have a considerably better squad than we had at that time, though, unfortunately. So he was learning from a bit better players, where if he's going to be sitting on the bench looking at, don't get me wrong, very, very good players. Man City had world-class players when he was doing that.
Yeah. Before we go talk about Livramento, I'll just go for the comments as well. Kieran's got a great point. Hi, Kieran. Alisi wouldn't be a bad option. What do you think? I like him. I think he's a good player. Out of the two, I'd rather take an Ezzy.
Yeah, Eze. Yeah. But Olise done a bad hamstring injury by the looks of things last night.
Yeah.
That's any deal this summer is now off the table because he won't pass him medical.
Yeah. I mean, Ezzy is a cracking player. If he's available, you should after this guy as well. Anyhow, it's the first manager I have 100% faith in since Sir Bobby. And that's kind words there. The likes of Union Berlin, Lens, Celtic, Shakhtar Donetsk, Leicester, Belgrade are nothing to fear. Yes, I mean, I look at that team. I think Lens are good side. Union Berlin are good side as well. Shakhtar Donetsk is on them quality at the minute, and Leicester. If you go to Belgrade, the atmosphere is electric. It's as simple as that. Let's go on to another player we linked with. We linked with him yesterday as I speak. His name is Tino Livramento. Alan, 15. They offered 50 million quid. Then they're going to up it, and they're going to chuck in Ryan Fiesa in the deal. So what's your make in that?
You asked me last time I was on who would I sign from the relegated clubs, and I said Tino Livramento.
Yes, you did. You did.
Not even nearly for £50 million. That is ridiculous. 20 to 25 million at a push, and now I mean a hard push. He played one game last season. He done a horror cruciate ligament injury. Now, don't get me wrong. He's come back. He's very strong, but you cannot Southampton put a silly sell-on clause into that contract. That's not our fault. So you're not going. No one's going to offer 50 million for him. He's on £7,000 a week now. Don't get me wrong. I wish I was on £7,000 a week. But he's going to wind down his contract and leave for free. So if they're getting offered £20 million for him, they need to kind of just go, I think we should just cash in on our look here, take the money and run, because they were relegated. Southampton were poisoned last year. Bar being in the Carabao Cup, they were absolutely poisoned. I don't know how they went down, to be honest with you. They have a very good squad, but they just didn't play well at all last year. Livramento, worth 20 million max. You can send Ryan Fraser down the other way. Do you know what? We'll push the 25 million and give him Fraser. Just get rid of him as well. Get him off the books.
100%. 100%. I mean, he's complete utter waste of time. He really, really is. Christian, I know you got a lot to say. You're the first season tonight out of the 3. Livramento, I mean, obviously Chelsea wants to sell on fee as well, and they're asking for 50 million quid. Good luck.
Do Chelsea not have a buyback clause?
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
You're
they do.
absolutely right.
Yeah,
They do.
Right.
100%.
But like, I mean, Livramento is a no-brainer. As Alan said, at 20 million. I know he had the injury and so on, but he fits the mold of what Eddie Howe wants. Young player, good quality, good, technically good, you know, and you know, I just have a worry. I don't know why. I just have a bit of a worry, like that if we go in for him, that Chelsea will just come around the corner and go, sorry, that's our player. We're going to have him back, thanks. You know, we're sniffing about. So I do see where Newcastle fans are coming from and what we're talking about tonight. You know, like we said at the top of the night, we need some patience, but this one could be done very quickly. And Ryan Fraser going is the greatest news I've heard in a long time. The last bit of poison out of the club, you know, just get him out. He's probably already down there on the beach chilling out. So just send him on down, you know. So that's a massive yes for me. Get him as quickly as possible.
Absolutely. And Sean, Livramento.
Yeah, no, he's a good player for Southampton. He was one there showing lights, I suppose, in the 21-22 season. That's when he played 28 games, and I would look at him. It was disappointing that he got such a bad injury last year because he's so young, he's 20, obviously. So it would have been good to see him in a second full season. But I think an interesting point could be if Livramento comes in, what happens to Harrison Ashby? Now, obviously, Ashby isn't ready for first team football, I don't think, at Newcastle yet. But having Ashby so young and then Livramento so young would be interesting to see how that dynamic could play out in the next 2 or 3 years, maybe, for both their potential at Newcastle. So that could be an interesting kind of conflicting spot. In terms of Fraser, I think he pulled the same trick at Bournemouth as well, with his kind of antics of not wanting to play and bad attitude and this sort of thing. I think he's known for it at this point. So I'd even let him go on a free transfer to Southampton, even if he didn't get Livramento, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a market value 10 million quid for his. He ain't with 10 million quid, I'm sorry. But if he can
I just do a gentleman's agreement with some club and just, good luck.
Yeah, get him out, like, get Livramento in and get Chicken as well. Get him to the club. Which teams do the lads want in the Champions League group stage? That's a tricky one for us. I mean, I'd take Feyenoord or Sevilla in the first group.
I want the worst group possible. So I want PSG, I want Real Madrid, and I want Crvena Sevilla. I want Red Star, because nobody's going to go over there going, oh, they'd be a handy game. No, not a hope. You're going over there and it'll be horrible. You're in the Champions League for a reason, and it's to play the best of the best. I don't want a handy group where people then go, oh, you've got a handy group. I want to go over the places, because nobody will want to go to St. James's Park. Not a club in the world will want to go to St. James's Park with war flags going mad. We're in the lowest group, so I just think we are the total underdogs. Even if we finish third, it's a fantastic year in the Champions League because we went to the Europa League. But I want the worst of the worst. I want to play the best of the best.
Do you go with that, Christian, or would you just go?
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, I just want us to get AC Milan. AC Milan would be great, you know, but Inter Milan, because, you know, the Irish Mags have a good setup in Milan now to have somewhere to stay from our night out with them, with the Inter Milan fans. So anywhere in Milan would be great, because like anywhere we can go to a place where there's no Mackhams, that would be fantastic. So, you know what I mean? Like, so Inter Milan, AC Milan. But like, I'm with Alan. Give us everybody. We'll take you all on. Doesn't matter. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Sean.
To be honest, I don't think I'd like the whole group of death approach. I'd like one good side. I wouldn't like a total like easy side where we just get like 3 teams that we'd like wash aside. I'd like one big side, the likes of like Bayern Munich, PSG, along them kind of lines. Real Madrid, Barcelona, and then I kind of like one of the easier sides, the sides of. Like easier sides away from home, but one of the lighter sides on paper, like Red Star Belgrade or Shakhtar Donetsk, or one of them teams, and then maybe like a middle ground, the team about our level, to Villarreal almost, or that kind of quality. So then we have a chance of progressing. To progress through the Champions League group stage in our first Champions League campaign since 2005, I believe. So, it's the prospect of playing Champions League football though is mental in itself. So, let's hope for the best, I suppose.
Yeah.
Cool. Fair enough. Let's go on to Livramento. Can play left back as well. Colin, absolutely. And you'll be fine. If Trips gets injured and he can fill in for him, that's very, very true. To be honest, we should be focusing on positions. Should be last. Right back should be last on that list. Well, we only got one round. Unless Manquillo, I think he'd be off to Spain in the summer. I really
We
do.
have Kraft, though. We have Kraft, right? Kraft is
Yeah.
still there.
According to reports, I don't know how true it is, but he's going to think about his future, sort of thing. So I hope that's not the case. But you know,
The other thing is though, Trippier's 33. How long do we honestly expect him to be playing at the top level? You know, I hate saying it. He has 2 years left in him. We do need to replace him next year.
Has
Eventually.
Ivan Fresneda signed for anybody?
No, but I reckon he's going to go to Borussia Dortmund. If I was a betting man, I think he'd go to Dortmund. And talking of Dortmund, Dortmund, Sevilla, and Braga. That's not a bad draw for Newcastle. That would not be a bad draw.
Yeah, that'd be along what I was thinking about. Them kind of quality teams, like one top, one medium, and one kind of lower class teams, possibly. So yeah, that'd be something I'd kind of be more appealing to my eyes personally.
I'll take that draw as well. You don't have to go too far neither. Great viewing figures. Thank you, Jules. Thank you so much. And thank you for the mods as well. I want the strongest group bring it on.
Yep.
And a great chat as usual. Thank you, Les. And it's a Wexford accent.
No, it depends on who I'm talking to. No, it's a Wicklow accent.
Thanks, George.
Close, Kieran. Close.
It's a Colchi accent. That's what it is.
Culture. No, wow, culture. Cultured, not culty, cultured.
Culture. Brilliant. And there's some easy groups. You'll get a big side, an average side, the song cannon fodder. That's San Siro, 10,000 Geordies. I can tell you now, they'll not give us 10,000.
They gave it to us before. Why won't
They might, because they give a huge away allocation. They give the whole stand behind the goal, I believe, because I've seen recent pictures even against like when they've been playing Champions League last few seasons, and they've given the whole 10, 11,000, whatever it is, and obviously the scenes back then, but I think Bellamy put it in to get the winner. Then the scenes were crazy, so replicate that'd be nice.
Yeah, well, hope we get 10,000 again. That'd be amazing if we get that. That'd be fantastic. Could well be wrong, but we'll just see. But if that's the case, I shall be there as well. Breaking news, James Maddison has signed for Tottenham, and I believe it's a 5-year contract. So
Good luck.
John, just to say, great show and Chris last night. Thank you, Mr. Little. Thank you. We all want to draw anyone with sun, sand, and plenty of beer. I don't drink, but go for it. Fresnel has sprung up again in links. They haven't Dean Leslie. And there you go. Right, before we close the show, I've got to go on the table and I've got to ask you, Alan, who will be Newcastle's next signing?
Ivan Fresneda.
Okay, Christian, you said Diaby.
Also Diaby.
Cool. And Sean?
I'm not really sure, to be honest, because there's the links coming out of club, I suppose, are a bit different this year. It's been really hard to try get someone for years almost. Like even Tonali's deal not come out of nowhere, but it came very slow, like the Isaac deal. So it's a lot harder to predict this season. Who do I think will be next? Will probably be Anderson, possibly, maybe even. Trying to see who I like. Tierney, maybe even Rafinha at Barcelona seems to be one that was floating around the previous few weeks, so that'd be one I'd like, possibly.
Yeah, that's all I'm hearing as well. But whether he keeps saying that he's happy at Barca, he wants to think about Barcelona, and he'd be happy to fight first place as well. That's what he's been saying. Again, what do we know? I can only go on what's been said in the newspapers, and you've got to believe that is up to you. Got one here. JB is saying Champions League rules are now 5% away allocation.
I think most teams give more though, because we'd only be giving 2,000 away tickets. I think we give 5,000 or 6,000 in the league, so I reckon we'd be going in and around that number, which would be more 10%, which I think most teams reciprocate. Whatever you give percent-wise, they give percent-wise. I'd hope that's the way they'd look at it.
Yeah. We'll soon find out as well. We'll really soon find out. I hope Tottenham gets relegated. I think Lottie will love you for that, Alan. She will absolutely love you for that. And don't forget to make the announcement while the lads are on the game. Yes, I will. No question about that as well. And is that for tomorrow night, Jules? Is that for tomorrow night? Yeah, if you let us know on that one, please. And I should do that as well. So let's go some more comments as well. Don't we all, Alan? Don't we all? Right. Before I make an announcement as well, we're going to end the show. And guys, thank you very much indeed. I'm going to make an announcement in a bit. And guys, did you enjoy coming on the show tonight?
Oh, absolutely loved it. Again,
Fantastic.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. And Alan, where can we find you on your socials, please?
my Twitter is Williamson Allen, but the one that I really want you to follow are the Irish Mags and Toon Irish on Twitter, because that is our main handles. And the lads just couldn't be here tonight, but they're annoying us in the group chat as usual. But if you can get on and give us a little like or a follow, fire away, lads. Thanks.
Fantastic stuff. And we can find you, Christian, on your socials.
You can find me, just like I said with Alan, at the Irish Mags, because like I said, it's a community that we're building. You don't need to be finding me. You can probably find me in the street talking to myself, but it's with the Irish Mags. That's who you should be following. And anybody that wants to join in or join the group, or even you don't have to be Irish. You can just join in and we'll have the crack almighty. So thanks very much, John, for inviting us on. It's been great. No
problems at all. And Leslie wants to know when the Irish are going to come back. I'm going to speak to them backstage, and I'm going to find a way to put them in. I'd love to make these guys regular. And Sean, where can we find you?
Yeah, the Irish Mags and the Irish Toon as well. I'm not personally great myself for putting out many things, but in terms of the group, it's something we're definitely trying to grow, and it's only getting stronger day by day. So we're hoping it can just continue to do that. Really exciting times.
Fantastic. And thank you very much for that as well. And also, you can find Sean in the Camden as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. The new local.
There you go. Fantastic. I was going to put links in the description, and I'm going to get these guys on again over the next week or two. We could definitely arrange it as well, Leslie, as well. And if you can find me as well, the links in the description as well. And also as well, I've got a major announcement tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. It'll be Brian Kilcline will be on my show tomorrow as my guest, alongside Louise Thompson as well. So it's going to be me, Louise, and special guest, Newcastle legend, Brian Kilcline, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Make sure you join us for that as well. And if you do like the video, please, as always, like and subscribe. And whatever you decide to do, I've got a couple more comments as well. Big up to Dara. I hope you're okay. And also, can't find Irish Mag's YouTube channel.
We're not on YouTube just yet. But don't worry.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Fantastic. So keep your eyes peeled for that. And they guys are sure to let me know. I will let them know as well. And yes, Andrew, he has joined Tottenham as well. I'll go reduce backstage, guys. And see you guys tomorrow for me, Louise, Brian Kilcline. We're going to have a conversation with Brian as well. And until then, guys, whatever you do, as always, like, subscribe, send up, with lads.